Hey everyone, it's Deacon082. Last episode of Frogger was miserable as we died too many times on Boom Boom Barrel, but somehow we salvaged it at the end. We're under Reservoir Frogs, which is a really fun level. It's similar to Uncanny Crusher, how the frogs are scattered, 2 in one area, 2 in another, and 1 more in the final area, which is kind of straightforward to get to. And that was a strange death. For some reason, I did not gain any sort of momentum. But anyway, I like to go for blue first because I find it to be the most difficult to consistently do. Just because you have the sliding crushers again. And the timing on these are really finicky. And because I'm running low on lives, honestly, my thought is if I can't get this blue frog first time, then I'll start over and have a new set of lives, which might make it easier to do some of these. Okay, I got the blue on 3rd try, but a lot of time bonus on this level. So, that's a good sign. Now this part I really don't like because I can't find an easier way, so you have to wait all of this time to jump over to the purple. But they give you so much time, and so much time means huge time bonuses. And huge time bonuses means, well, you have so many chances to earn extra lives. We'll take the 2 up on this section because they're pretty simple. And yeah, this one's really easy because these barrels aren't finicky and you can predict them really easily. There's green frog right up there, and look, we'll get another life on hopping down here because there's 50,000 points. Okay, now the frogs down here on this section are kind of difficult because these raccoons just move extremely slow at some times. But you can make that jump over there, and red is just as simple as purple was. And does this feel like the last level of a zone or of a world? It doesn't feel like it to me, because we just got done with 2 levels that killed me so many times, and now we're gonna beat this level in super fast speed. Now it does get more difficult because the last frog on this path is kind of tricky because partly because the camera angle on this, it's hard to tell exactly where this slug is. And then this, what am I doing? I pressed down instead of right after I rotated the camera. I am completely at fault for that. I'll get back to what I was talking about if I can even remember. Oh my god, this is going to be like the fastest frog ever if I get a good timing. Not really. Oh, yeah, that can happen sometimes with momentum here too. I just do not want to die and lose all my lives here because let's face it, I was doing well for a while. Okay, so this middle raccoon actually goes extremely slow. And there's only 1 of them, so you actually might have a hard time making it if you just wait and go all the way across. Oh, there's a fly over here. I guess I'll take it. You know, I almost want to YOLO this crossing, and I did it again. Damn it. Because you think you have, like, if your timing isn't perfect, you have to go really fast to get by that. So, it's like you try to go too fast and you make an extra jump that isn't necessary. And it can screw you over because I'm now on my last life and this timing is tricky. And yeah, timing was bad, didn't go fast enough, and there is a game over. Which is 3rd level in a row with game over. For the record, I game overed here in my practice too, so it's sticking to my practice so far. three levels in a row with a game over. By the way, if you're doing, like, it wouldn't be a 100% speed run. If you're just doing some kind of speed run, you could go and do the last level right now. Like, there are 3 different categories for this game. Like, I'm not doing any sort of speed running right now, but the 3 categories are, of course, 100%, which is what I'm doing. I'm going to completely finish the game, get every frog possible. There is also, I guess you would call it any percent. And in any percent, you just beat the required levels to beat the game. And then there is what I like to call ending percent, I guess. Not to be confused with any percent. But ending percent, can I hop this way? Yes, I can. Ending percent, you unlock the secret ending, which I'm also going to be doing because it's 100%. Now, if you were doing something like that, all you need is all the yellow frogs in each zone. So you could do stuff like finish only the levels up to get the gold frog, and then just quit the level. You don't even have to play Reservoir Frogs. You don't even have to do the left side of Uncanny Crusher. You just have to get the ones on the right side. Just get the 3 on the right side and you've won. Well, actually, just get the yellow frog on the right side, and you can just move on and be finished with that world. And never have to do Boom Boom Barrel ever again, which I am perfectly fine with never having to do Boom Boom Barrel again. Okay. But really, any order on this level's fine. Like I said, I like to do blue first at times because it's... a lot of times blue is easier. But also because of how the patterns work in this game. Sometimes it's best to actually go for a certain frog first, because the pattern on your first life is always... sometimes it's slightly different from your pattern on all the other lives, because for levels like this that have a set pattern and that are always the same timing, I mean, on your first live, because there's the little countdown saying how much time you have total, the timing ends up being slightly different. Yeah, for some reason the physics were a little weird and didn't let me go, so I thought I was just going to be able to speed through there. But the sliding physics, sometimes you'll jump an extra space forward and sometimes you won't, and it's hard to predict, so sometimes you just got to go for it and hope you make it. Like, there it is again. I was... You know, now that I think about it, it might have to do with, like, the ground. Like, even on that slime, I jumped an extra space. Sometimes on this you can jump an extra space, and sometimes you can't. And that was just really bad timing. Yeah, the blue is the most difficult in this level by far, so going for it first ensures you that if you get it, and you can safely get the other ones, that you'll beat the level. But going for it last brings you the situation like in almost every other level where if you don't get it, if you don't get it and you spend this many lives trying to do it, and then you run out of lives on your last frog, you have to go get all the others again. It's not really worth grinding for an extra life, even though I'm so close to one. You might think it is at some points. See, that time it actually hopped an extra space forward when I didn't want it to. So as you can see, I'm so close to that bonus for a multiple of 10,000 points that in theory I could just keep hopping until I get enough points from hops. And I don't know why this is giving me so much trouble. You know what? I'm going to do it. I said it's not useful. I'm just going to hop around for a while. Just going to hop around a while down here. I got time. Occasionally you get 50 points for like a sequence of hops. But it doesn't work every time. Okay. And there's our extra life. Kind of cheap strategy, but you gotta do what you gotta do. See, that time it let me hop perfectly fine, which it should have done the first like 50 times. I died a lot of times, but I kind of think we have time for one more level, so the next one's not really that tough. We're going to go into the desert world and take on Cactus Point, which is the first level here. And this one's a really fun, really well-designed world. I love it. You have a really easy to get extra life over here. On the other side, I believe you have a 5,000 point fly, or maybe I'm thinking about a different level. No, this one's only 100, so it's like, yeah, you don't even need to go this way. So you have a stampede, and it's all about finding the right timing to get through the stampede. And if you jump into the cacti, you will die. Like in real life. If you were a frog in real life, and these things were happening before your eyes... Well, here's another extra life. So, we begin our boulder montage. This is the main thing that happens in this world. Now, all of these boulders have patterns. While they may be tough to deduce at first, discovering the patterns is what's going to get you through the level unscathed. Also, the most important thing to note is that the debris from a shattering boulder can kill you as well. So you don't want to be on a space where a boulder can shatter. And normally those spaces are the first ones in each world. Not first world, what am I talking about? But the spots in the middles are usually always safe. There will never be anything shattering there, because they'll continue bouncing until they get to the end. Stampede's easier to avoid than traffic is. And the beetles aren't much of a danger. But really, you just find a pattern and sneak through here. Now we have two different paths we can take up here. I'm going to start on the left. And we have everyone's favorite, Gila monsters. Not Gila monsters, Gila... I hit left instead of up. I don't even know how I managed to do that. Like, I can understand hitting, like, super hop instead of, tongue. Or hitting tongue instead of super hop, because they're, like, the same hand and stuff. But hitting left instead of up, there's just no excuse, and you gotta be wary of these camera angle changes at times. I just find it safer to wait in the middle, because you got all the time in the world on this level. And you have to deal with like 3 waves of these guys. Yeah, I just see a boulder falling, like... I saw a shadow up here, okay. That was kinda odd. Also bad camera work. Of course I could change the angle here, but... not worth it. I'm running out of lives because I did not have many to start this level. Which is always a concern. You gotta keep track of how many lives you have. But the boulders here aren't tough. Maybe I should show off the right side instead if I die here. I'm not sure which side's really easier, but I don't know. The left has these guys that move like super slow, but apparently not slow enough because they're still causing me trouble. This one has... oh. Okay. That wasn't too bad. Haha, I love hearing the baby frog croak when I'm right in front of it. Ooh boy, it didn't move exactly when I wanted to, but I salvaged it. Let's see what we can do here. I had a little delay there. The other two frogs are up the right side of the level, and the left side had Gila monsters, the right side has boulders, and for some reason the camera doesn't automatically turn here. Now with these boulders, you gotta watch out for the shattering at the beginning. You can always duck into these little side panels, but you can just as easily find where the boulders are going to land, and then just using the shadows, figure out where you can safely be. And it turns out that there are a lot more safe spots than you might expect, so dodging the boulders is not really very difficult. We got more snakes. I don't think I've even seen that snake before. Okay, so we're gonna make it up. The last frog, you take the exact same path that you took before. And with these, you can just alternate because only one comes at a time. And now we just wait on a bird to finish Cactus Point up here. Waiting on a bird, and this guy's pretty cool. Look, I love this view. Like, look at this. I'm just gonna stay on this bird a little longer to look at the view of the entire world, because it's incredible. Just the whole makeup of this level is just, I love it so much. But yeah, that's enough time of that. We lost some time bonus by me taking a lot of time to get that frog, but it's okay, because next time on Let's Play Frogger, we're going to take on another one of the more difficult levels in the game, Boulder Alley. Basically all of World 8 is pretty challenging, except the first level, which is simple. So, this has been Deacon082, and I'll see you guys next time.